On this episode, we go head-to-head in another round of Resort Wars, comparing two of Walt Disney World's most beloved sister resorts, Disney's Yacht Club and Disney's Beach Club. Today's May 29th, 2026, and this is episode 873 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, hey guys, and Jeremy, how are you?
I am well. Thank you for asking. So, weirdly, we're back with Resort Wars, so I'm actually super excited.
Yeah.
So our plan with Resort Wars was to do all these different matchups and battles, and then take like the winners of those, and then pit them up against each other, and we'd come down to a final one. And we were like all ready to do that, and then realized we still had two battles left that we should do. And so we're going to do one of those today, which will be super interesting because it's Yacht Club versus Beach Club.
Aren't they the same?
No, they're not, Rhonda.
I know.
And that's what makes this a resort war. No, I mean, they are so similar, so it's going to be interesting, especially when you get to things like pool and amenities. So I'm excited to see where this ends up. Next, we're going to do, because we always like to keep this first round of doing this as similar as possible. So we're going to do Boardwalk Inn, and it's going to go up against Swan Reserve, because those are, Swan Reserve is a little more of the boutique-y style hotel, as opposed to putting it up against Swan and Dolphin, which just isn't really, I feel like, as much of a match.
Okay.
So that'll be the next one. Then we'll start to take some winners from the moderate and deluxe battles that we've had in the past and pit them against each other. Rhonda, do you want to read, though, first the past episodes we have done for Resort Wars and who won in each of those?
Yeah, we kind of have quite a few. Back in episode 805, we have Caribbean Beach versus Coronado Springs. Of course, Coronado won. 810, we have Port Orleans, Riverside versus French Quarter. Riverside won that one. 815, we have Animal Kingdom Lodge versus Wilderness Lodge. And Animal Kingdom Lodge won against that one. 821, we have Riviera versus Grand Floridian, and Riviera won against that. 826, we have the OGs, Poly and Contemporary. Of course, Poly won that one. And 836, we have Old Key West versus Saratoga, and Saratoga Springs won that one.
I like when you throw "of course" in there. You're like, of course Poly won. Of course Coronado won. What were you thinking even doing these? Yeah, so we're going to have two more. That'll bring us to 8 battles total. And then the winner of those 8 will start to narrow it down until we get one Resort Wars winner over all this time. So, again, back with Team Yacht Club Resort. This opened in 1990. This is themed to that New England-style yacht club. It's nautical. It's a little more fancy, refined. That kind of, I mean, all I can think of is like the Hamptons, right?
Have you been to the Hamptons?
All the time. It's where my summer home is.
Oh, okay.
And then for rooms, you got standards rooms, you do have club level, and you have suites. There is no DVC at Yacht Club. Team Beach Club opened in 1990 as well. Now, this is New England, but beach cottage. So seaside, it's more relaxed. It's got a lot more of what you would consider those normal beachy colors, like the light blues, the pastels. It's very casual. They have standard rooms. They do have club level. They've got suites, and you have beach club DVC villas that are right there next door, basically. Fun fact, did you know these two, of course, share Stormalong Bay, their pool area, which most of us know. But the sand that is on the beaches there and in the water was imported. It was not from New England, but it actually came from New Mexico. Oh. So they got the new part right.
Nice.
All right, so we have several rounds here. It's been a while, so let me just remind you. We got round 1, theming and atmosphere. Round 2, rooms and comfort. Round 3, dining and drinks. Round 4 is transportation and location. Round 5 is recreation and amenities. Round 6 is the value for the money. Now, round 7 is usually our tiebreaker round, which includes a poll that we put out on Facebook in the Main Street Magic community, and then the listeners get to decide if there is a tiebreaker.
Sorry.
I am still going through with Facebook support, who Zuck, which I don't know if this is supposed to be the guy's real name or that's just a nickname after Mark Zuckerberg for all of their employees' support or something. But Zuck has assured me with everything I've done, he feels confident that someone will respond to me. So that doesn't make me very confident, but I have gone through every avenue so far and have yet to get any sort of timeline. What I also realized is because I did put this poll up several weeks ago when we were originally going to do this episode, and then things got a little crazy around here and we delayed it. When the hacker took over Main Street Magic community as an admin, booted me, blocked me. They also deleted every post that I've ever made in the Main Street Magic community.
I don't understand
all of them are
that.
gone. You know, some people just like to watch the world burn.
Sorry.
Don't you remember that from Batman? That was with the Joker. That's why the Joker did stuff. That's why Joker burnt piles of money. He didn't care about the money. He didn't care about anything. He just wanted to watch other people suffer. And so that's what this explicit, I can't say the words, is doing to me. So anyway, if I don't get it back soon enough, we will recreate new. But let's start with round 1, theming and atmosphere. Again, Yacht Club has that kind of nautical theme. I think of it more of like cruise. It feels like a cruise ship.
Yeah, it does.
To me in there.
Yes, it does. I agree.
It definitely feels more upscale. It feels quieter often throughout. I hate to say, but I think it feels more adult.
Okay.
Right? Whereas when you go to Beach Club, it is bright, it's beachy, it's casual, the lighter colors. It has that true beach vibe. I think it seems more family friendly. It's kind of comparing, best way to say is like Yacht Club is like summer at the shore. Again, in the Hamptons, drinking white wine spritzers and eating charcuterie. You know what I mean? Type of thing. And then you've got Beach Club, which I think screams like, I don't want to say boardwalk vibes because there's obviously the boardwalk in, but you know, Beach Club to me it's much more like being on the beach, toes in the sand, family, everybody's there, you know. So for you, Rhonda, theming and atmosphere, which one wins? Because I think this one, I don't know if I have a quarter. I'll flip something. I'll flip like this chair over if I don't get Facebook back, but we'll find something to do because I have a feeling we're going to go a different direction on this one.
I actually think for this one, I'm going to pick Yacht.
Oh, never mind. We're going the same direction. Why? That's very surprising to me. I thought you were going straight with beach.
Well, there'll be probably the next, we'll see. Well, there'll be a definite strictly beach in some of these.
So why'd you pick Yacht over beach?
I think when we walk in, I think there's more, I guess, nostalgia to me for it.
Okay.
Like walking in and then seeing the ship like wheel, and you know, knowing the kids were up there, and then we've been up there, and then we recorded around the corner.
That's right. That was fun. We did. I think that was our 700th episode. No, 800th episode.
Yeah,
we're coming up to 900 soon.
So I don't know. I just kind of I think I like the layout and the lobby like better.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's yacht. Everything you just said. One, I like, you walk into so many of these Disney lobbies that are so beautiful and stunning, and they're just loud and they're packed full of people. Yeah. And yacht truly never feels that way. Yeah. It never feels busy.
I agree, because our coffee's there, right?
Yes, yeah. Like, you got Ale and Compass where we went and got coffee and all. And so
I just really like that. The
other thing for me is, we don't live that far from the beach.
Correct.
We're a 20-minute drive or something if there's not traffic. It takes us to 20 minutes to get to 95 now. It's like 3 miles away. But you can go to most beach areas, which again we live pretty close to, throw a rock and hit something that is themed and has the atmosphere of Beach Club. They're all doing that. They're all doing the blues. It's all beachy. Yeah. It's all, seashells and sand and
a lot of people's
starfish.
Houses too.
Yeah, houses too. I mean, we've gone through those. We just changed over Kaylin's bathroom, which was a Beach Club looking bathroom. Yeah. So I can get that so many places. Yeah. What I can't get is this upscale, cruise line, and I think of probably a bad example considering the outcome of it, Titanic. Like, this is what I feel like it would have been like the decor and the theming in the Titanic. You're talking like early 1900s nautical cruise ship.
Okay.
And so I love that it's something different that I can't get really anywhere else that I know of without probably going up to the Hamptons to a private club, which again, I only do during the summers. So, so we're going to give the first point to Yacht Club. All right. Round 2, rooms and comfort. Yacht Club, Beach Club. No, we have only stayed in Yacht Club rooms once. We have done beach. Well, technically only once in Beach Club, and that was DVC. I slept on a couch there once with Brian. So, again, it follows that same theming. It follows those same trends. Layout wise, of course, we were in the DVC room, which had the pull out couch or fold down couch area. What do you prefer? The Murphy bed. What do you prefer as far as rooms and comfort?
This is where I'm going to go beach.
Okay. Why?
Because of that, lighter and softer feel and room style. I just really like the beach better room.
Yeah. I for me, yacht is one of my favorite rooms we've done, and
I know, I figured you'd go.
The first time we stayed, I still don't know my answer because the first time we stayed in Yacht Club, it was the first it was before we had cruised on Disney.
Yeah,
and I just remember feeling like this is what I feel like it might be like on a Disney cruise ship. Like, this is how I feel like the room might be.
Right.
Now, this has been since 2019 that we stayed there.
Wow.
Father's Day weekend. I remember it very, very well because it's when we did our night seeing 21 Pilots with the girls in Jacksonville. Next day we drove down. We did Yacht Club for 2 nights. It was the opening of Three Bridges. That's when we ate at Three Bridges.
Okay.
And then we got that call on Sunday that said, hey, we know you didn't have the best experience at Three Bridges. We'd like you to come back. Mm-hmm. So we added and transferred over to Coronado for a night and did that. I can picture so many of those moments. But I have to think of comfort and I know this touches back on theming, but I think rooms and comfort is not just comfort in the rooms. It's also hanging out in the lobby, being at the restaurants, you know what I mean? Walking through. And I do think that beach has a more comfortable vibe with all of that.
Okay.
Because it is so familiar. Sure, I can go down, I can drive 20 minutes and get that at any place, in Jack's Beach or down to St. Augustine Beach and Flagler and Crescent and all, but I'm comfortable with that. I'm used to it. So I, shockingly to myself, am going to pick beach,
okay.
Which I was all in on yacht before I started just discussing it with myself. All right.
Okay.
Dining and drink. That was a one-sided conversation. It was 2, but only in my head.
Uh-huh.
To everyone else, it was just me talking. Round 3, dining and drinks. At Yacht Club, we have Yachtsman Steakhouse. We have Ale and Compass Lounge. Their quick service and grab and go is the market at Ale and Compass. And then we got Cruise Cup Lounge. Over at Beach, we got Cape May Cafe, Beaches and Cream Soda Shop, Beach Club is their marketplace, is their kind of quick service, grab and go. And then Martha's Vineyard, complete opposite sides of everything.
That's crazy. I don't know
when
what
you
to
think
pick.
of like what Yachtsman and Ale and Compass is compared to Cape
Right.
May, or compared to Beaches and Cream, the food is so different. The atmosphere, the theming,
100%.
all of that is different. Martha's Vineyard is a place that we have not actually gone into to enjoy.
Okay.
And Cruise Cup, it's been a very, very long time. These are two that are on our list to do some sort of boardwalk kind of crawl here soon of apps and maybe some mocktails or whatever. Break this down, I guess, on your thoughts. Yacht versus beach, and which one you think wins this round? It's real. I'm trying to decide.
I know. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm like, how did we say it before? Because I love Cape May.
I do
Cape
too.
May.
I really love Cape May.
But I also really loved Ale and Compass Restaurant. Like, I've had their burgers. I've sat down.
Yeah.
I've had breakfast.
Yeah. If we had a list, like if we were hanging banners in this office for the restaurants that we have dined at the most, Ale and Compass is getting a banner. Even if you combine Ale and Compass in the lounge, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many times have we sat down and had a full entree dish at the lounge? We've done breakfast and dinners at the regular restaurant. Like, so it is one that we have visited so many times.
I know.
Probably didn't help you at all.
No.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to lean towards Beach Club.
I started to
For
say
2 reasons.
I started to say I was too, only because I at least can say I've been to Beaches and Cream, whereas Yachtsman, I haven't
You have not been
there
right.
yet.
And I went
you
again
did.
back in September of 2019.
right.
I can tell you
And-
why I remember that moment if you'd like to, but I don't have to. And my brother took me. It was when I had been recently parting with the credit union that I was doing contract work for. And Alan was down there speaking. He was staying at Swan. I went down to see him. He said, let's go to dinner. Gave me some very sound advice on the future of things. And so I remember it well. Yeah, I absolutely love Cape May.
Yeah, I do too.
Breakfast,
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
dinner. It was so
Yeah.
cool. Like breakfast was one of those. It was like, we kind of always overlooked it. And then our wonderful friends Chuck and Amy and travel advisor Amy said, hey, this was like a tradition of theirs where they would often eat there at breakfast before they headed at home from their trip. And so we were there with them and they said, why don't you come? And we absolutely loved it. I remember going way back pre-COVID when the crab legs were included.
Yeah.
And taking the girls when Lacey did
Yeah.
not want to eat. And the cast member was so nice and said, look, I understand she's not eating. We're not going to charge you. And then Lacey saw the dessert area and was like, I want all the desserts. And then the cast member said, well, now I got to charge you. And I remember that evening, now 2 summers ago, of our how many tries trying to do H2O Glow Night, and stormed again. We got it switched. And we just out of nowhere, we're like, you know what? Let's go do Cape May Cafe. And we loved it. We really, really did. So for those 2 reasons, I think is why Beach Club wins for me.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Because, and I think so. And I got to say, Beaches and Cream, I remember running the Main Street 16.
Yeah.
Gary, who is a huge Beaches and Cream fan, was like, guys, come here. And we went and we just had dessert in the middle of the day and doing the race. And then you and I went for lunch one day when we were in EPCOT. And this was one of those places that I thought for a very long time, it's burgers and ice cream. This sounds really overhyped. Why do people love this place so much? And then we did that, and I was like, okay, I get it now. And I really do love it. Shout out to Tay and Steph. They're having lunch there tomorrow before we meet up with them.
Oh, nice.
So Beach Club is going to win this one. All right, round 4, transportation and location. Both Yacht and Beach are walkable to EPCOT. Depending on where you're staying at Beach, you can almost throw a rock at the entrance.
Yeah.
So it is so much closer in that sense. You are walkable or you have boat access to Hollywood Studios. It is a beautiful walk along the water there down to Hollywood. You have the Skyliner right there nearby. So in reality, when you are trying to compare one to the other, the only true major difference is the fact that Beach is closer to the entrance to EPCOT at International Gateway, and it's closer to the Skyliner when you need to do that. Now, Yacht Club is technically a bit closer over to the Friendship boats. Mm-hmm. But based on all those statistics alone, I got to say Beach Club.
Me too.
Okay. I feel like that one was somewhat easy. So we're going to give that one to Beach. Now, here's where it's really tough. Round 5 is recreation and amenities. They share Stormalong Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So based on all of that, how do we decide who wins this round?
Well,
is this a straight up split? And you know what I mean? It's almost like they each get half a point and we see if it makes a difference.
I mean, you are closer at Beach to Peaches and Cream, and they have a walk-up window.
They do. So your thought is having those two combined, that's kind of almost, well, you know what? You're also close to the Hurricane Hannah's, that's right there, which is their, the pool bar.
Beach
Club.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're at the pool, it doesn't matter because you're at the pool.
Right.
But
so
I can see where you're saying like Beach and Hurricane Hannah's feels more a part of Beach.
Yeah, that's true.
And more a part of the pool atmosphere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's where you're thinking that Beach Club almost takes the win in this round?
Well, and to be honest, I feel like it is kind of like Beach Club's pool, the way it is.
Yeah.
The beach.
It does feel more like it belongs to Beach Club.
But it feels like they just made it so big that Yacht, and they're like, all right, well, we'll just share.
Yacht was like, we can get in on this action.
Yeah.
Right? Like, can we borrow it?
Kind of.
Big sister?
I kind of feel like that. I mean.
You're right.
Because, even across the way,
heck,
it's
the
not
slide.
like a yacht
the slide
boat.
is right there at Beach.
Right.
When you really think about it. If you were to split the property, you're putting, off the top of my head, the slide, Hurricane Hannah's, and Beaches and Cream, obviously, all on Beach Club's side.
Right.
Because we could get into other amenities like the fitness center. Well, we don't know what those look like, right? So we're not going to talk about those. You have the beach at Beach.
Right. That's what I said.
Oh, you said that part, like the actual sandy
Yes.
beach to sit on. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that part. Yeah, I think you're right then. Beach Club takes this round. Yeah, no, and I think that makes perfect sense based on all those. You got to kind of think which one does it feel like it belongs to more. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, it's definitely Beach. All right, value for money. They're both pretty expensive. I do feel like when you are looking at some of these deals, a lot of times
Yacht's always seems cheaper.
It does, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yacht has seemed cheaper a lot of the times.
Because we always look.
Yes, we do.
So I don't know why.
I don't
But
either.
it usually always is.
I don't either.
So I would go with Yacht for this one.
Okay. Well, think about what you get out of it as far as here's where I think we need to take this and pretend that these two aren't next door to each other and basically connected and separate them. And let's just say there were miles between them, right?
Okay.
What value for the money do you get more out of having a buffet like Cape May Cafe?
Oh.
Right? More affordable burger and ice cream shake spot like Beaches and Cream. What value do you get out of Yacht Club, which for us right now includes adults only trips? The kids aren't coming with us.
Right.
So is there more value for that there without us looking at straight room price across the board? Do you think that alters either?
I just started to say, unfortunately, if the room is cheaper at Yacht,
let's just say they're within $50 for a night of the two. And Yacht's only $50 cheaper. Right? Let's just, again, just top of my head. Yacht is $450 for the night and Beach Club is $500 for the night. Which one do you think you're getting a better value out of? And I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just giving you points.
I know.
We just said that Beach won recreation and amenities, right?
Right.
We just said that Beach won transportation and location. We just said that Beach won dining and drinks. We just said that Beach won rooms and comfort. Because of all those things, why would their value not be better for the money if the price difference is only $50 per night?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Does that make sense to you?
Sure.
You want me to draw a map?
No.
Put it out on here somewhere. So we're saying Beach Club takes this round. And again, I want you to be okay with that.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure I'm okay with it. I mean, because I guess the main thing is thinking like, okay, well, if Yacht's $50 cheaper, I mean, and if you're like that type, like, well, you can't go anywhere to eat, you can't go to Epcot, you
Right.
have to stay on
Right.
property.
And that's what I'm saying.
You're going to spend more money
At Yacht.
to eat.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. All right. So there's a $50 difference a night, right? Yacht is $50 different. But you have to eat at the table service restaurant at each of them. Yacht is most likely going to cost you more than the buffet at Cape May. You have to sit at both of the, well, they're still table service, but I'm thinking like more signature style. I know they're not both signature, but then you have to eat at Ale and Compass versus you have to eat at Beaches and Cream. You're most likely going to spend more money at Ale and Compass. You know what I'm saying? So You're right. Overall, you are spending more money, even though the room is less. You're going to spend more money overall if you're doing all the things that Yacht has to offer over Beach. And the reason round 6 is called value for money and not called price,
right,
is because a lower price doesn't always mean a better value.
Correct.
So I think that's what we have to take into consideration. That's why we put Beach. Now, lucky for us, it does not come down to round 7 because Beach just wiped the floor with Yacht Club. Yacht Club only ended up with one round one category it won.
And that was the first
which was theming
one,
and atmosphere.
Right, in the very beginning.
I did forget to do at the beginning of this, like we've done, is your gut check. If I'd said before we started this, you would have said Beach.
I would have.
See, and I would have said Yacht, and I would have been so far off.
I know. Yeah. I knew you would say Yacht.
Yeah.
I figured Beach would have won overall the rest, whereas I still, like I said, I would pick Yacht's like lobby every time.
Yeah.
And then can I check in at Yacht and kind of hang out there and then go to Beach room?
I mean, yeah, almost. Yeah, I'm surprised. I think that this is the way. Yacht is one of those places that we've only stayed at once, but it has stuck with me ever since.
Oh, I agree. Wasn't it the one where it was overlooking that also that like not
we were
wedding
overlooking
pavilion,
the courtyard area.
The courtyard. And
we saw bunnies, and then somebody literally got married there while we were there.
I think so.
Yep, it was, and that was the only. Again, we've only spent 2 nights at Yacht Club ever. So I'm very kind of surprised by this, but I'm not. I think for a lot of folks, if you gave them that gut check that have stayed at both or familiar with both. And again, I also love it because these are 2 that for most people, they could make all of these calls and comparisons without staying in a room because of its location, because of the stuff that's there. Most everybody is visited, Now, if you're not staying there, you can't get into Stormalong Bay.
I just started to say that.
But
it is not only Magic Band.
Yeah.
It is cast member guarded.
Yeah, it is wristband. It is they give you a paper, whatever they are, wristband every day that are different colors.
Yep.
So I just have a collection of them of every color over the years that I just can slip on. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised by this, but I guess I'm not. But Beach Club is our Resort Wars winner. I feel like we should look at a stay at Yacht Club soon because I feel bad about all this.
Okay.
I have a feeling with how much we love and we visited Riviera, but we've not actually stayed in a room. When we get the opportunity to do that in September with Chuck and Amy and actually get to go visit the pool and stay there, I have a feeling, 5 years from now, I'll be talking about Riviera in the same way I talk about Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Like I have a feeling it's just going to stick with me. And that same thing. So we didn't have any ties. I didn't find a quarter, but I found a die. And I figured I could have rolled it. Well, it's just one. Isn't dice more than one? Isn't just one a die?
No, that sounds weird.
Is it always dice?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you have to have more. Is dice singular and plural? Because it's not dice and dices. So I thought die, roll the die. You would say roll the die. Or
I would
you
say roll the dice?
Only if you had one.
Yes.
English majors, let us know. But I was going to roll the die. See? And if it was like even, or odd is the way we could have called heads or tails. I thought that was cool. I didn't even get to use it.
Are you sad?
Womp womp. So when we come back a couple episodes from now to do Resort Wars again, we will do Boardwalk Inn. That will go up against Swan Reserve. I think that'll be super interesting. And we'll just get to that. So we do have some fun stuff coming up. Oh, tomorrow when this comes out, we are heading down. We're going to hit Blizzard Beach, which we have not been at in quite some time. So we can give you some updated thoughts on Blizzard Beach since it's been a little bit for us. We usually are Typhoon Lagoon people. Both water parks are open for the summer. We're going to hit Blizzard. We are going to check out the Pass Holder Lounge in Morocco. We meet up with Tay and Steph for a little bit. We're going to stay at Malia for one night. The first time ever staying at Malia. We did some Main Street 16 events there in the past. We have visited it. It's a beautiful property, but we get to stay in a room. And then we are going to the Banana Ball game, which is the Party Animals versus the Coconuts. The Coconuts, I believe, are the new team that is coming in. They're doing this big thing at Wide World of Sports. So we're going to the game on Friday evening. And then I was thinking Saturday, I think we're going to be close to a Jeff's Bagel. So we go ahead and we grab a Jeff's Bagel and we eat it on the way to Animal Kingdom to get a morning dessert of that ice cream.
Oh my
cookie
goodness.
Sandwich sundae thing, which we haven't had since we first had. And I think about it often. Like I dream about that thing. Okay. So we haven't set foot inside Animal Kingdom in a bit, I feel like. So we might head over there before we head home. But if you want to hear about that, if you want to hear about everything else that we have coming up, Resort Wars, we got a fun episode also that we're going to do theme park duos. And that'll be exciting. So hit subscribe, get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Go out to mainstmagic.com for all the latest and greatest news. Go ahead and subscribe to our email list right there on top. If you do that right now, then you will be included on Monday when I send out the email for the launch of Wonderland Crew, our Patreon group, which is coming back, so you can learn all about it, but you got to subscribe to the email. And of course, Rhonda and I, we'd be so very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got, and we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.